wants to do an interview, and here he is on my hangout. Uh, Jesus, thanks for being with us. I gotta say, this is a huge honor. Um, he didn't want to be here, but he got stuck in a big Easter parade in Mexico City. Seems like a effigy of views blocking up city traffic, and he can't get to his computer. So he's really sorry he's missing this. I just wanted to pass that on to you before we go on.
Oh,
Um,
I knew.
wow, I don't. I'm a little bit shocked that you would want to talk to us. I mean, not exactly your best choice. Let me say that.
Well, I'm happy to be here, Tony. Thank you.
Uh, you're a little bit on the shy side, huh? I mean, I didn't. I always thought you'd be a little bit more outgoing and extroverted than this. Uh,
No,
are
everyone
you,
else does the talking for me. I'm okay.
okay, and how long do you plan on sticking around this time?
Well, the funny thing is, on Friday, I kind of all I remember was hanging, and the next thing I wake up and I'm in Mexico. I don't know, my dad or myself told me to come here, but well, here I am. And
So it's an open-ended thing. You're not really on any kind of a schedule.
well, no, because time doesn't really exist to us. I come every I come every year around this time just to see what's happening.
Oh, do you go incognito? Oh, hey, whoa, that's stigmata. That's
It's
proof.
it's
That's like
still
evidence.
it's still healing. Um,
It's you would
it's
think it would heal a lot
in
faster. I
well, I
mean,
thought
you're
it
like
would heal
divine and
this year,
everything.
but this year it hasn't been working too well. I'm not sure why,
Maybe you should
but
try some new antibiotics or something. All right. Well, I gotta say, I was expecting there to be more fanfare and hoopla in regards to your return. Tell me, how did you manage to come back and stay under the radar the way you did? I mean, especially with all the apparitions that people have been reporting lately. I mean, you've been seeing on everything from a Doritos to a car window to a dog's ass, which we actually posted not that long ago. Uh,
mhm.
how did you do it?
I quite like that. I've been enjoying the site really. I've been checking in every day or two, um, keeping up on events. But no, when I arrived, nobody recognized me. That was the problem. Didn't know who I was.
So let me ask you this: it's been well, at least from our knowledge, not what you're telling me now, but it's been quite a while since you've last been on Earth. What are the biggest changes you've noticed?
The internet, and there's a lot more. There's a lot of these cars, and there seems to be a lot more people using me as a means to be kind of crazy and a little bit violent.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like they're just using me. I feel used, and I've actually been in therapy for the last 2,000 years trying to deal with
Whoa! Wait a minute. You're Jesus.
yeah.
You can't be neurotic. You can't have issues. You're like the freaking son of God. I mean, what could be what could you possibly have issues about?
Well, I made myself, and then I hung myself to save everybody. I mean, that's a little bit that's a little bit
That
that's
is kind
been
of heavy.
that's taken me 2,000 years just to even be able to say that out loud.
All
Um,
right, all right. Let's start. What's been the most refreshing change so far that you've
the most
noticed?
the most refreshing change in the world. Mm, the development of your page, Tony, is great. To have my teachings questioned.
Are you a fan? Who'd have thunk you would be a fan of us? I mean, we make fun of
One of
you
the
an awful
first.
lot.
One of the first.
One of
But
the
it's okay. It's
first.
okay to laugh. A lot of times people take things very seriously. That's that's
Do
been
you
my problem
find that to be a problem among your followers?
amongst my billions of followers. Yeah, they need to relax. Take it easy. I'm Jesus. I'm okay. I'm just relaxing here. I've just come back from the beach. So. What you got to do?
You need to take it easily and light. I mean, considering the supreme sacrifice that you made, it seems like you should be, like carrying the weight on your shoulders. You seem to be taking it awfully well, despite the therapy, that is.
Well, it's been a long time of a lot of work, a lot of introspection, Tony, and I've forgiven people who hung me. I organized eventually. So I've worked my way through.
Okay, so why now, Jesus? Why now? According to Revelations, you were supposed to make right, and we are live again with back with Jesus. We had a little bit of a audio issue. How's it going now? Should I call you like Mr. Christ or what do you like to be? What do you like to be called?
Jesus is okay.
It seems awfully informal to me. Like
I'm a zombie.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, let's get back to the questions because I got a lot of questions. I mean, once I got wind that I was going to be able to do this interview, I just jotted down. So I hope you'll bear with me on these.
No, it's okay.
But
The first part of the interview was quite was quite strange for me because I couldn't really hear you, which is quite ironic actually. I should be able to hear everything, but
right. Well, that's what I thought. You shouldn't even need this technology, don't you think?
I
I
could.
mean,
Well, no, this is so people can see me and understand me. So please, Tony.
okay. Well, I think we were talking about like why now? Why did you decide to come now instead of during the lifetime of your disciples?
Hmm. Well, the place is a mess, Tony.
Okay.
That's it. The place is a mess, and the church representing me is making a balls of everything. So I've come back to try and get a word in, but I can't get past security. They won't let me in.
The
I've been
Swiss
trying.
guards won't let you in, huh?
No, they won't let me in because I keep on burying my shoulders, and there's rules in the Vatican. They don't let people in who are dressed like me, which is strange. I thought they'd be waiting for me, but no.
But I thought that they had like a certain set of vestments ready for Jesus when he came. I thought they had that all locked away, ready to go. Are you mean to tell me that they didn't even offer you the special Jesus vestments?
They asked for ID. What can I tell you? I don't have ID. I'm Jesus.
I can see where that could be a problem in this day and age. Yeah, I mean,
There's
anyone can
a
call
lot of,
themselves Jesus these
there's
days.
a lot of cynicism, Tony.
Well, I do have to say something. You built quite a following over the last 1,000 or so years, and it's impressive considering the fact of your repetitive no-shows.
Hmm.
I mean, at any given time, people were expecting you to pop in, and you wouldn't.
Hmm.
So what do you attribute your success to? I mean, despite such an egregious absentee record.
Hmm. Stupidity would generally be the main reason. People like to believe in these things, and that's how it become
So,
popular.
do you think you can just take them as far as you want to go, and they'll just constantly? It sounds like a pretty codependent,
The
dysfunctional
codependent
relationship.
relationship that I have with all of my followers.
Hmm.
They believe. That's all
I
I
do have
need.
to tell you something I noticed.
Uh,
You're a lot whiter than I expected, and you sound kind of Irish.
uh-huh.
Um,
I'm
you
taking
were
on a
supposedly
form.
born in a part of Palestine that dark-skinned people speaking Hebrew and Aramaic.
Mm.
Can you help me out here?
Well, if I'd appeared like that, Tony, you wouldn't have understood me. This would have been pretty pointless. So I came in as somebody who you know and trust, Ian, which is why I might sound Irish.
But what's with the Irish? I mean, why did you pick Irish?
Well, ask any Irish person. They do feel quite special. Like they're the center of the world.
Hmm. All right, here's a question. Here's a question. What do you think of the activism of your followers? It seems like there's so many things that I would imagine you would be against.
Hmm.
Persecution of gays, minorities,
I don't get that.
non-believers.
I don't get that. I used to hang out with loads of men all the time, and it wasn't a problem. We used to get up to all sorts of shenanigans. But nowadays, it's something that's not. It's not respected. I don't know. I'm back to change all this. I'm back.
Well, what about the people wanting to arm themselves to the teeth, like here in America? They consider a Christian to want to own guns and uh, justification of genocide, acceptance of bizarre dogma that made up by people for whatever reason, wanting to protect Israel just so you can come over and blow it up.
Mm.
Uh, what do you make of all that? I'm really curious.
There's been a malfunction in the human DNA. I need to get back to work on that. Maybe start again. I'm here to see what we could do about it all because there's a lot of people. I've read a lot of things on your wall this week that's been very aggressive, and there's been a lot of name calling, and you've been given several names this week, and it's been disappointing, Tony, as a
Well,
fan.
I figured you would support the people calling me names since they were doing it in defense of you. I thought you would be all for that.
I
Am I
don't need
wrong?
I don't need anybody defending me. I'm Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no need.
I'm
These
sorry, I
people.
don't mean to laugh. It's just so odd to me that Jesus is telling me that he doesn't need anyone to defend it.
Well, he
I
doesn't.
find it a bit refreshing.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. You look
I
fresh.
mean,
You look like you're in your own Garden of Eden there.
well, it's my friend's backyard. It's
Okay.
about as close as I can get, you know.
Do me a favor.
Um,
If a snake offers you an apple, just pass.
Ixnay on the Apple A. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, well, let me ask you this. What do you think of like the whole people not practicing the whole love your neighbor thing and the golden rule? Just seems like your believers are blathering about it, but they don't actually practice it. What's your take on that?
They're just hypocrites, really, Tony. They don't. I gave everybody a brain to think for themselves, and a lot of people just refuse to use it. So I'm quite disappointed, really. Um,
You
as I
you
said,
you guys aren't planning another flood, are you? Are you going to give us some ample warning?
oh no, well, there'll be a chosen few. I'll point them in the direction of some good wood
All
before
right,
that
is
happens.
there a certain list I got to get on for that? Or
Well, out of the whole world, I mean, at the moment there's 7 billion plus. I just chose to talk to you, so it's a given. You're in. You're in.
awesome,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And I'm a total atheist, and I'm already on the list.
Well, the thing is,
Man,
Ian told me before that you have some nautical skills, so I figured they'd come in handy. So you can make him first mate or something, and I'll let you know. Don't worry, don't worry.
okay, all right. Well, I mean, because Ian's kind of skittish on boats.
Uh
I had
huh.
him on my boat. It's not. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
Um.
Ian.
All right. Well, let me ask you. I got some more questions. Let me try to stick to the questions as much as I can. Well, why come back? Why did you? I mean, didn't you make your point the first time? I know you were saying that you felt like you got to come back and clean up some messes, but I
Hmm.
thought you made your point. I mean, let's face it.
What was
Everybody
my
turned on you big time.
What
They
was
got
my
you
point?
nailed up.
Yeah,
What
I don't
gives?
know what my point was. It was like 2,000 years ago. I don't remember. What was my point?
You of all people should know. I mean,
No,
come
I
on.
like I suffer from long-term memory loss and short-term memory loss. So really, they hung me when I came first time. So why would you want to come back? Every time I come back, everybody's wearing me on a cross. It's not really doesn't really inspire me. So I figured
You
I'll
should
start with an
probably
A.
be getting some kind of royalties for that. I don't know, but you should probably talk to a lawyer about that. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure you're entitled to something.
I
I'm
should
just
be.
saying.
I should be.
I know a couple in LA. I'll put you in touch.
Okay.
Um,
Get me a good Jew lawyer. They're good.
okay. And well, what do you make about all this hubbub regarding your contemporaries? Like Horus, Mithra, Apollonius. All those other messiahs from your time
Mm.
that either existed at the same time as you or like 1,000 years before. And they all seem to have similar stories to you: the virgin birth,
Hmm.
12 disciples walking on water, feeding the multitudes. I mean, come on. For someone like me, that's pretty strange. How do you explain this?
Well, we had a big battle royale up in heaven, basically, after I went up there to decide who could claim the story for their own, and I won out. That was basically it. We had a kind of Royal Rumble type thing, and it was me against Mitra at the end, and I I totally trashed him, and that was it. And here I am.
So that's really what it was. It just ended up turning into this big Messiah death match,
Yeah,
and and you won the big prize.
I won the big prize, and that's where we are.
Damn.
There's no mystery to it.
I didn't even see that
That's
coming. I thought there would be some other kind of logical explanation, but man, I get it now. I totally get it.
mm,
And,
yeah.
and what do you think of the imitators? What about the cheap imitators, like these preacher guys, modern day guys who are claiming to be the second coming and claiming to be Jesus and
Mhm,
putting Jesus in their name?
mhm.
What do you make of that?
I don't think too much of it. Flattery is the highest form of a compliment.
I
So
think you mean imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
no, I think I know. I think I know what I'm saying. I'm Jesus. Whatever I said was the correct way to say it. Your interpretation is fine. I've been
I didn't
interpreting
mean to insult you,
for
JC. Don't
millennia.
get me wrong.
Don't
I,
like. You don't want to insult me. I can be a little bit I can retaliate. So
retaliatory? Do you mean
retaliatory.
retaliatory?
I'm still learning English. Usually it's Aramaic. Sorry.
All right, okay. So here's a question. Do you have any spectacular miracles planned for this visit? I mean, the whole raising from the dead thing, been done. Feeding the multitudes, like I talked about with the Messiahs, that's all been done. I mean, you got some serious stiff competition now. You got Chris Angel. You got
Hmm.
that one other kooky guy. What's his name? David Blaine. I mean, these
Hmm.
guys do some crazy shit. They walk through walls. They can levitate. They can read minds.
Hmm.
Um,
I haven't really thought
how do
about
you
it.
plan to woo the masses with all that competition?
I'm gonna have to think on that one. I don't know. That's a big question, Tony. It's a big question.
I
How
mean,
do
it's
we?
going to have to be pretty damn grandiose, okay?
What do
Otherwise, people aren't going to take you seriously.
you recommend anything?
Uh, I think you should like just smite a whole city.
The
Just
Vatican.
the Vatican. Why not? People will get the point. It'll be
Okay.
ironic
Uh-huh.
and it'll be fitting.
There is a reason why I chose this. This is why I chose you, Tony, for these ideas. So if the Vatican's wiped out tomorrow, you know why. Okay?
Awesome. Okay, but you should surprise us. Don't tell us when it's going to happen. Just do
Oh
it.
no,
Just
it won't necessarily be an explosion, or it could be anything. It could be anything.
okay. All right. And so it's clear that you have a specific agenda for the visit. What else do you plan on accomplishing? I mean, are you going to pay a visit to the White House? Are you going to go visit the president?
Barry?
Yeah, Barack Hussein.
Barack
The
Hussein.
Muslim president. He's a Muslim, so
I think he's an atheist. That's what he told me anyway. Um, maybe go visit Barry. I'm gonna go visit this guy in the Vatican too, Francis.
what do you think of the new pope? What do you think of him? What's your first impression? Really? But he's supposed to be like the humble pope. He's supposed to be the new hope of the church. He rode the subways in Buenos Aires. He refused all the grandiose
Yeah,
accoutrements of his
goes
position.
to the he goes to the toilet and eats food. No, 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 no. I'm gonna talk with him.
You're not impressed. You're not impressed at all?
Jesus says no.
Do you think the conclave made the wrong choice? I thought it was you guys. I thought it was a divine choice, even though it wasn't unanimous.
I said to get a woman in. They didn't listen.
How could they get a woman if they don't even allow women clergy? I mean,
They just have to get a woman in. They can do what they like.
mm. All right, here's a question I think a lot of people out there are going to have. Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr? Which one can you live without?
Tumblr.
Tumblr?
Tumblr.
Okay. I find that a bit surprising. Tumblr's kind of on the upswing. Tumblr's like, getting all the buzz right now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see anything with that, huh?
It's misspelt.
It's misspelled. Well, you don't even know how to say retaliatory. Doesn't seem like grammar is one of your stronger suits.
And I have a speech impediment, Tony. I had several things. I've got a pain in my side. I've only just gotten over this whole crucifixion. I have to do this every fucking year.
I can imagine that. All right. What message would you like to get out to those of us who doubt your existence and even see the evidence that maybe you're just not quite the son of God at all? I mean,
Hmm. What's my message to the non-believers?
yeah.
What's my message to the non-believers?
Come on, Jesus. We're getting a lot of dead air here, okay?
Just
I mean, the viewers are going to lose interest. I'm trying to keep this moving.
keep doing what you're doing. This is ad lib. Jesus don't ad lib.
Jesus don't ad lib, huh? Well, maybe I should have done a pre-interview with you, like with one of my interns. You're not a really good interview, Jesus. I just want you to know that. I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting pizzazz. I was expecting style and smooth. You're kind of herky jerky, and I gotta say, I was expecting more.
What do you expect?
Well, I mean, just people put you up at such a high level. They put you on this pedestal. They make it sound like you're just like supremo at everything you do. And I mean, those are big shoes to fill. Big shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're up to it, or do you think you just kind of got thrown into this job by Pops and?
Well, yeah, Pops just threw me in, and I'm just trying to live up to him. It's very difficult to follow the Supreme Being, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
it's
a
something
lot of pressure?
I've been working through with my therapist. The pressure. I, it's been a long journey, and I'm still just a process.
Have you turned any corners in your therapy? Have you made any breakthroughs?
I've it's let's just say it's been something special for me to realize that I don't have to be my dad anymore. And,
So
and
that
that's
must feel like a big load off your back. I mean,
It's like taking the cross off, I feel free.
you like bringing the cross up a lot. I sense you like trying to imply guilt among
Yeah.
your
Let,
your
let,
followers who betrayed you.
every time they talk about me, they do this, or they do this, or they do this.
Don't you find it a little bit odd that they used the instrument that was used to kill you as the way to recognize you?
They
I
totally,
mean,
they totally didn't get it. They could have used the bread. They could have used the fish.
well, some people do use the fish. I see them on cars. If you look on cars on the bumpers, you'll see the little line fish. That's you.
Mm.
So,
I see crosses everywhere. I see them when I'm sleeping. I see them when I'm awake. I
hey, I
see.
got a question for you. Earlier today, I was riding my bike on the beach. I told you, right? And I was just riding along, going in a perfectly straight line, and my neck was a little stiff, so I'm kind of twisting my neck a little bit. And I literally just flew off the bike. I mean, completely off the bike. Landed on my elbow. See the big old gash on my arm,
Mm.
right? And on my face, there's a little mark on my cheek. Was that you? Did you do that?
Sending a text message. You got it, obviously.
Well, couldn't you just text me? Why did you have to make me fall on my bike and land on my face?
You wouldn't have believed me otherwise. You would have seen it as a crank. I had to just. You landed on your face?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I landed on my fucking fan, bounced off my cheekbone. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but it's red. It's swollen.
Mm.
I look like Al Pacino in The Godfather after he got his jaw broken.
Well, shit, man. I've got a crown of thorns and holes in my hands. What do you want to do? Compare wounds?
Well, you are the Messiah. I mean, come on, it goes with the territory.
Don't
Hey,
worry.
let me ask you this:
It's
What do
gone
you think of the
tomorrow.
What do you think of that whole Bible series on the History Channel? Do you
I
think it's
haven't.
on the mark?
I haven't seen it. Haven't
Are
heard
you
of
going to
it.
watch it?
No, why would I? It's like,
Well,
do you watch these shows?
I figured you'd be curious as to how
I
you
won't
were
be
being
watching this
represented.
show again.
Well, okay. It's just a question. Don't take offense. Just gotta ask these. All right, one more question. Any parting thoughts before we wrap this up? Is there anything you want to tell the minions out there? This is going to be on YouTube.
Hmm.
So, what do you think?
Hmm.
You
Just
have the floor.
accept, accept, accept.
Is that accept as an ACC EPT or EXC EPT? Because you're
I'll,
kind of
I'll leave that to you.
okay. All
Interpret.
right. Well, hey, Jesus, I gotta say it's been a hell of an honor having you. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I gotta say I'm still a little bit in shock that you would want
No,
to talk to me.
me too.
And don't do me a favor, don't look at the page right now because there's just some stuff on there you might not like. But
Oh, I
just
haven't
trust me.
checked in. Is there anything good?
Well, yeah, but check it tomorrow, okay?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you just trust me. Nothing funny tonight. Nothing funny today. Nothing.
Well, I'm just gonna take it easy today. I'm gonna go play a bit of roulette and just chill.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, again, thanks for taking the time. I think you're busy. You seem
Hmm.
busy, but then again,
No,
what do
not
I
really.
know?
I'm just taking it easy. I've had a pretty hectic couple of days. Um, I really tired myself out today. I had to move a rock out of the way.
Hey, don't
Now for
forget
the
to come up
interview.
with a good, grandiose miracle stunt. Otherwise, it ain't gonna wash. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Tony.
Just you're welcome. And okay, well, Jesus,
Praise
th-
you. Praise me. Thank you.
pray, yeah, whatever you said, and I guess we'll see you around. What do you say to the Son of God? I mean, peace out, I guess.
Peace. Peace unto
Okay.
all.
All right. And thanks for watching, guys. And hey, I mean, I wanted to share the interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it half as much as I did. Okay. And this is Tony signing off, and Jesus, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See you on the page. And ending broadcast now.